recording.
Perfect. Good evening, guys. Thank you very much for coming back here today. I have a special request that a student had told me about. I want to say about a week ago, and this is a video for you guys to take a look at how the blood flows through the heart. I want to dedicate the video to everyone, but I also want to send a special sorry I'm late, Ricardo. I know he asked for these about a week ago, and I haven't really been able to get around and get it done, but here I am. So let's go ahead and take a look at this whole circulatory thing around the heart. Okay, let's begin from the beginning so we can end at the end. Let's always remember that basic schema that I like to do. I've done the class about 1,000,000 times, right? This is our heart. On this side is going to be the right atria, the right ventricle, the left atria, and the left ventricle, right? And again, blue is going to represent veins, and those veins are going to come back from the system to the right. Okay, so the flow is going to be in this direction. Okay, and in the case of arterial circulation, it's going to come out of the left and go out to the body. Okay, but let's just remember that that's not that simple. Between the right and the left, just to explain it somehow, we have the lungs. Okay, so how is the whole thing going to work? Well, let's see. Blood is going to come in into the right atria, and from the right atria, it's going to come to the right ventricle. From this right ventricle, go out to the lung, and from the lung, it'll come back to the left atria, down to the left ventricle, and out to your body, right? Roughly same. But of course, it's not quite like that. Let's take a look at something more detailed. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant to say. Here we go. All right, so this is the real flow. And in a very simple scenario, so you guys can see it. Let's not make it too complicated. That blood that I was telling you about earlier, venous blood coming back from the body, is going to be here represented in green, right? Coming from the lower part of your body, coming from the upper part of your body, and that is going to come back from the venous system, from your body, deoxygenated blood with no oxygen, and it's going to come into a right atrium, right? If you can see it here, and I wanna highlight it, but I don't think I can do it here. I'm sure I can highlight it. I just don't know how right now, guys. Anyway, so the right atrium is right here. Remember, everything that's blue is veins. Everything that's red, it's arterial and therefore oxygenated, right? So this blood comes back from the body to the right side of the heart. It goes to the top chamber, the right atrium, and from there it processes this little valve over here is known as the tricuspid valve. Process the tricuspid, comes into the right ventricle, and from here it goes through the pulmonic valve. And the pulmonic valve and pulmonic, it's perhaps not so easy for English speaker, but for Spanish speaker out there, in Italian and French, I guess too, pulmonic, it's related to lungs, right? Pulmon. So therefore, if you go through the pulmonic, you're going to the lungs, right? However, here is where it gets a little interesting, okay? Because if this blood that is going through the right side of the heart, right? It's going through the right side of the heart and it's going to the lung. This blood is not oxygenated. In fact, it's going to the lungs to get oxygenated. However, it goes from the right side of your heart, the right side, I'm sorry, of your heart to the lungs through the pulmonary arteries, one on the left and one on the right, okay? Even though they have blood that is deoxygenated and is going to the lungs to get oxygenated. For whatever reason, logic commands that you should call these things arteries, not veins. I'm sorry, veins, no arteries. But for whatever reason, we decided that we were going to call these two going to the lungs arteries and not veins. All right. So with that being said, let's not dwell on that. Those are the pulmonary arteries, and they take that deoxygenated blood to the lungs, from the right side of the heart to the lungs, and the lung oxygenates that blood and then sends it back through the pulmonary veins. And here is another interesting fact. If it's coming back to the left side of the heart, and if it's coming back with blood that is oxygenated from the lungs, and this is arterial, then it should be the pulmonary artery, not pulmonary veins, right? Logic commands for these structures here to be called arteries, not veins. So for whatever reason, we decided not to do it like that. We are going to call it pulmonary veins. So in the case of the heart, you know, it's backwards, guys. When it's going away and coming back, it's backwards, right? So it comes back from the pulmonary veins, and it's going to go to your left atrium, to the top side of the heart on the left. From there, it crosses the mitral valve down into your left ventricle, and from the left ventricle, it's going to get ejected through the aortic valve, right? Through the aortic valve of the aorta. Of the aorta, and in here it's going to go to your brain, and down here it continues to go out to your body. Simple enough, right? If you guys have any questions, any concerns, any further problems with these, please do let me know. Call me up, shoot me a text, put a comment if you like it, please, and thank you. And last but not least, I want you to take a look at the next slide, and this is something I found the other day, hanging from a wall somewhere. Quite interesting. So you can see how the right and the left of the heart communicate at the lung level. Okay, so you guys can understand it better. Perhaps this picture helps you understand why I tend to draw the heart the way I do it, right? When I do these, and then I tell you, okay, guys, you have the lungs right here in the middle, right? Perhaps the best explanation is to look at this picture, and this will tell you much better, right? Question, concerns, shoot me a text, give me a like if you liked it, or I don't like it if you don't like it. And thank you guys for being here today. I'll see you some other time. Bye.